morning, everyone. This morning I'm going to do a little bit of a garden tour to give you an update on how everything is growing. And it is most everything's recovering and some things are dying off, but let's start here with the comfrey. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm really excited about that. And what's coming up through the middle is that's part of the watermelon plant that planted there so that it could be growing through the tomatoes, but it decided to do its own thing. So we'll just let it grow and see how it does. Hi, Zoe. So here at the turkey crawl beans, we're going to be getting a lot of these. Really excited. Some of these are about ready to pick. We'll be canning a lot of these, and I will also be drying some out for seeds. So it looks like in about a week or so we'll be having our hands full and harvesting a whole bunch of beans. I'm so excited. Look how cute those are. Isn't it just adorable? I don't know. I love little baby fruits. So the tomatoes, we've got a whole bunch of them. They are still, you can see there's one kind of slightly red one down there, but these suckers are huge. These are the Amish paste. I had no idea that they were going to be such large fruit. I mean, got an issue there. That's sad. That's probably just due to poor watering. It's been really inconsistent here. So, you know what? I'm just going to leave that there for now. I'll come back for it. But the plants, they're weighing this down, and so the plants are just really heavy. It looks kind of messy because I've got the watermelon growing through the center here. Some of these plants, the tomato plants, I just need to pull up, like this one and this one here. They, I think it's blight. I just need to go ahead and pull them up. The same with this one. I think it needs to be pulled up. Let's see. So the zucchini plants down at this end are actually doing pretty good, but that's because they were not affected quite as badly from the vine squash borers. Well, except there you go. You can see some really bad damage there. But I do have a zucchini in there. I'm going to let that one go to seed. I'm going to let it grow as big as it possibly can and save its seeds. So that's the main goal this year, is to save seeds. Because, well, there's a seed shortage. So we can expect it to also continue on. So I've already pulled out one of the plants here, but these will also need to be pulled out this week, and we'll be starting our fall garden. And let's see, the Dr. Wishes tomatoes, they're kind of slow growing, but we do have quite a few here on the vine that I'm really excited about. That's one of my favorite sandwich tomatoes. Let's see, we've got the ghost peppers here. There's lots of little blooms. I don't know if we'll actually get any. Hopefully so, because the plants, they're just now starting to get really big. They're probably a good 2 feet tall. Maybe 3 feet. 2 to 3 feet tall, something like that. But the cucumbers, they are finally dying back. I don't know if I'm like happy or sad about this. I think I'm more happy than sad because we have gotten so many this year. But like I said, this year is the year of seed saving, and so I have set aside a few cucumbers just to grow as big as they possibly can. Oh, that one just fell off. So this one I'll take apart and I'll get the seeds going for it. Again, I'm just gonna leave that there for now. I'll be back for you, cucumber. So that's what the tomatoes look like. It looks really gnarly at the moment, but that's okay. So then over here we've got winter squash. I mean, we've got a whole bunch. Like this one's actually, yeah, that one's almost ready to harvest and get to curing. But the vines, they're obviously taking over, which, here, I'll show you over here. There's supposed to be a walkway there. And let's see, the sunflowers, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about that. The sunflowers here, they are the mammoth sunflowers, and they can get they're supposed to be about 10 feet tall, which I'd say they're pretty close to it. And the seed heads can get anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. 18 inches round. I mean, those suckers are going to be huge. So I cannot wait. They're just now starting to develop their seed heads, but it is really exciting to watch them, you know, start off facing toward the east, and then just slowly throughout the day they'll just follow and they'll face west by the end of the day. It's pretty cool. So let's see, we've got one pepper plant that survived. The others, they did not. We're still trying to figure out what exactly happened, but we did not get any jalapenos this year. Now, however, if this plant actually produces some fruit, we may get a few. This is a Craig's Grande jalapeno. I think that one's a lemon drop jalapeno, or excuse me, lemon spice jalapeno. But I mean, this one seems to be doing pretty good. It's got little fruits on it, so we shall see. Let's see, right here we've got, I guess I need to trellis this guy up. He's all bent over. This is the blue cream berry cherry tomato that is actually, it's coming back to life because it was just undaunted by this curly leaf, which I was really sad about because this is one of my favorite cherry tomato plants. But again, I'm really happy that it's starting to recover. Well, actually, there's a whole bunch of blooms, so hopefully we'll be getting some cherry tomatoes. I know there's a few that are ready to eat there. Yay, I'll probably have that on my sandwich today. So anyway, there's the sunflowers. I don't know if you can tell, but the archway is about probably 7 feet tall. And that's how tall the sunflowers are. That's a good couple of feet above, so yay. Okay, the potatoes, it looks like they're kind of starting to die back a little bit, but there's still a lot of new growth in here, and they've really started to recover a bit. So we're just going to leave these. We might harvest one of these just to see how the potatoes grew, and if they need to grow more or be left in there more, then we can just leave this one. I don't know. We'll see, because both of them, they've got some really good green growth on them. And so then we come to the Chinese light green long bean. I just had to grow up the pole. Oh, that's too funny. So we're still getting some beans from these, and obviously there's a lot of new growth. I mean, these are looking really, really good. I think the compost tea really helped. Now, granted, it did take a little while for the compost or the fertilizer to get to working, but we do have quite a few ones that are just about ready to harvest. I like to eat them when they're this small because the beans aren't like really big and they fry up really good in some butter. But these blooms, I mean, they're gorgeous. I love them. Okay, so we've also got here, this is lettuce that we let go to seed. Sadly, we got a lot of rain last night, and so I don't know how many of these seeds I'll be able to salvage. Maybe tonight, hopefully it can dry out enough and I can just harvest them, or just cut off the plants and then hang them to dry on the back porch. But oh, hello guy. Let's see. Oh yes. Beautiful seed head. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so also wanted to show this. So our new garden bed, which is 27 feet wide by probably about 30 some feet long. I'm not exactly sure of the actual length of it. We basically just said, oh well, we want it to line up with this bed down here to line up with this bed down here. So that's it there, but it's we found a few treasures. This is what came up. There's a few rocks, some metal, some blue glass, piece of wire. There's this rod that has threading on either end, an old Revlon shampoo bottle, and what's not pictured is yesterday I actually pulled out an old lipstick tube, like copper lipstick tube from the 1940s or 1950s. Nuts. Anyway, let's continue on. The corn is doing pretty good. Some of these here are ready to harvest. One of the ways that you can tell how to harvest them, or if they're ready, is you peel it back just a little bit. Let's see, there we go. And if you squeeze out one of the kernels, there you go, and it's milky, that means it is ready to harvest. Now if that comes out clear, then the corn kernels have turned starchy. And one other thing that I learned was that the minute you harvest corn off the stalks, it instantly, the sugars of the corn start turning to starch. So your sweet corn winds up being more starchy and less sweet. So that was just a little something I learned recently. So we'll see about harvesting some of these. I don't know what we're going to do with them yet. We might wind up canning them. Maybe even freezing some. I don't know. But we're really happy with the harvest, and you know, in spite of the aphids, which have done a lot of damage. I don't know if you can see there, but most of the aphids have ended up on the tassels at the top. Some have gotten on the silks, but it's not been too bad. But it is so gorgeous. I love coming out here and looking at that beautiful color. So the corn is doing well, and let's see, the echinacea has kind of fallen over. There's a lot of birds that I've enjoyed eating the seeds off of the tops. I've even seen some hummingbirds out here. But the other day I actually saw a goldfinch landing on one of the seed heads, just kind of bouncing up and down and eating the seeds. It was too funny. But we've got basil, rosemary, sage, thyme, a little bit of lemon balm, lots of oregano. I've got, this is lemongrass here. I'm going to be putting it into this bed once I redo it. But thankfully, because of that, we got a big pile of wood chips. And with the wood chips, we can finally mulch a lot of these beds and get them taken care of. So that is the update for the garden. Oh yeah, the rhubarb is doing really good. I might actually be able to get another harvest out of it this summer before it dies back. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hi Zoe. Compost tea brewing. And this is the rocket stove that George made. I'll just tell you a little bit about it. But basically you start a fire, put your sticks into here, the airflow down at the bottom. There's holes down in the bottom here, and that's where the ash is. George welded all of this together, for less than $20. And then this is a spacer. Say I have my cast iron pot here and there's flame coming out the top. I can actually get water to boil that way. Well, if I want it to simmer, I just set this little block up on it and it gives it enough space so that I can cool the temperature down some. So I've already cooked several meals on it. I'm really excited because it's kind of like cooking on a campfire, only you use less wood, and it can burn really hot and it's very controlled. And since it's been raining, here's our little grill. Well, it's keeping our wood dry. So that's what we use to start fires with. So Zoe, what did you think about this little garden tour? You want to go back inside? The ground is wet. It rained last night and she hates getting her feet wet. And see, I guess that does it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this tour. Hopefully we'll have a few more tours coming up in the near future with the start of our fall and winter garden. We'll be starting seeds hopefully soon, and that'll be a new adventure for us. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and God bless.